Hey there, fellow car enthusiasts. You won't believe the incredible journey I've been on scrolling through this mind-blowing year-end compilation of Suzuki S-Presso mods. Man, you gotta see what these builders are doing with the S-Presso. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's like each build tells its own unique story, you know? From those sleek body kits that transform this humble city car into a street warrior. I've seen some crazy wheel setups that completely change the car's stance, to those eye-catching custom paint jobs that make heads turn. The creativity just blows my mind. It's amazing how these creators take this compact car and turn it into something so personal, so distinctive. Every detail carefully thought out. This video isn't just showing cars, it's showcasing pure passion and imagination. Makes me want to grab a wrench and start working on my own S-Presso right now. Man, everyone loved the potential in this little beast. Sure, it's a micro SUV, but that's what makes it perfect. Nobody expects it. You know what's wild? Taking this tiny urban Suzuki S-Presso and turning it into an absolute beast for the trails. I mean, we're talking about transforming this budget-friendly city car into something that makes off-road enthusiasts do a double take. First things first, you've got to jack that body up with a decent lift kit. We're talking about 2-3 inches minimum to get that much needed ground clearance. Then slap on some meaty all-terrain tires, maybe some 15 or 16 inches that'll give you that aggressive stance while still maintaining daily drivability. The front bumper? Gone. Replace it with a custom steel bull bar that can take a beating and mount some auxiliary LED lights on there. Because who knows when you'll need to light up that mountain trail. And don't forget the essential roof rack. That's where your recovery gear, jerry cans, and maybe even a rooftop tent will live. It's amazing how this little urban warrior transforms into this mini overlanding machine with just a few strategic mods. Listen, there's nothing quite like lighting up the night with a proper setup of auxiliary lights on your rig. I'm talking about that perfect combination of LED light bars and those classic round rally lights that just scream adventure. You see, it's not just about brightness. It's about creating that perfect beam pattern that'll cut through darkness like a hot knife through butter. Those LED bars give you that clean, crisp wall of light that reaches far into the distance, while those round rally lights add that iconic overlanding look with their focused beams. Some people think it's overkill, but they've never been out on a trail at midnight with nothing but stock headlights. Trust me, once you've experienced the difference between stumbling through the dark and having daylight on demand, there's no going back. It's like having a miniature sun mounted on your vehicle. And when you're crawling over rocks or navigating through forest trails, that kind of visibility isn't just cool, it's essential. Listen, when it comes to serious off-road protection and recovery capability, nothing beats a properly mounted bull bar with an integrated winch setup. I've seen too many stock front ends get mangled in the bush to ever go without one. That heavy-duty steel construction isn't just for show. It's your first line of defense against everything from road kangaroos to hidden rocks that could otherwise total your radiator. And that winch, it's like having an insurance policy bolted right to your front end. I can't tell you how many times I've had to pull myself or someone else out of a sticky situation, whether it's deep mud, soft sand, or a steep incline that got the better of us. The whole setup might look aggressive and unnecessary to some, but spend one day on serious trails, and you'll understand why we off-road enthusiasts consider it essential equipment, not just an accessory. It's not just about having a capable vehicle. It's about protecting your investment. Every time I look at these armor pieces, these skid plates, rock sliders, and side steps, I see more than just metal. I see insurance policies for the trails ahead. The skid plates are like a bulletproof vest for your undercarriage, taking the hit so your vital components don't have to. Those rock sliders? They're not just for stepping in and out, they're your vehicle's bodyguards, deflecting rocks and obstacles that would otherwise tear into your rocker panels like tissue paper. And side steps? Sure, they help the wife climb in, but they're also your first line of defense against branches and debris. It's funny how something so simple, essentially shaped metal, can be the difference between a great day on the trails and a very expensive tow truck call. This isn't just car jewelry. This is survival gear for your rig. Listen up, because this is what real utility looks like on 4 wheels. When you're talking about maximizing your vehicle's potential, it all starts up top. The holy trinity of roof accessories. You've got your roof racks, those sturdy platforms that turn your car's ceiling into prime real estate. Then there's the roof rails, those sleek longitudinal bars running front to back, giving your ride that adventurous profile while serving as the foundation for your cargo dreams. And don't get me started on the crossbars, those lateral champions that bridge the gap, literally creating that perfect grid for mounting everything from your kayaks to your cargo boxes. It's not just about slapping some metal on top of your car, it's about transforming your vehicle into a versatile beast that's ready for any adventure you throw at it. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a daily hauler, this isn't just car modification. It's lifestyle amplification. Let me tell you about the art of choosing the right shoes for your rig. And I'm not talking about some dainty little all-seasons here. I'm talking about the beasts, the mud terrains that'll crawl through the nastiest bogs like they're nothing but puddles. Those aggressive treads, those beefy sidewalls, they're not just tires, they're a statement. Then you've got your all-terrains, the perfect middle ground for the weekend warrior who still needs to commute on Monday. Sure, they might not have the same gnarly look as MTs, but they'll handle anything from highway cruising to moderate trail action without breaking a sweat. Every time I see a fresh set mounted up on a lifted truck, I get that feeling. You know the one, like you're looking at pure potential, just waiting to be unleashed on whatever terrain dares to stand in your way. It's not just about the grip or the clearance. It's about knowing your ride can take you anywhere your adventurous spirit wants to go. You won't believe what I'm seeing right now. It's like a whole crew of Suzuki S-Pressos got together and decided to get down. Literally. These little city cars are scraping the ground like they're trying to kiss the asphalt. The stance work on these things is absolutely mental. I'm talking about perfectly calculated camber angles, stretched tires hugging those wide aftermarket rims, and suspension drops so extreme you'd think these S-Pressos are trying to limbo under a parking barrier. The way they've taken this budget-friendly tall boy design and completely flipped the script is just wild. Some of them are rocking custom air suspension setups, others are static dropped. But all of them have that perfect fitment that makes stance enthusiasts drool. And those fender flares, perfectly rolled to accommodate those aggressive wheel setups. It's like seeing a bunch of sumo wrestlers doing the splits, something that shouldn't work but somehow looks absolutely perfect. The 1.0-liter engine might be tiny, but with the new turbo kit, upgraded ECU, and straight pipe exhaust, it's screaming like an angry hornet on steroids. They're taking this tiny urban warrior and turning it into a proper street weapon. I'm talking slammed to the ground on air suspension, tucking some seriously wide wheels under those compact arches. The way they're mixing JDM style with that tall boy city car profile is pure genius. Custom front lips, side skirts hugging the tarmac, and these wild rear diffusers that make it look like it's ready to take flight. Some of these builds are rocking candy paint jobs that'll make your eyes water, while others are going for that clean, murdered out look with blacked out chrome and tinted windows. And don't even get me started on the interior mods, racing seats, roll cages, the digital dashes, the works. It's like they've taken everything we love about stance culture and urban racing aesthetic and crammed it into this tiny package that nobody saw coming. The S-Presso scene is absolutely exploding right now, and honestly, I'm here for every single bit of it. With custom coilovers, slapped on some wide fender flares, and fitted those sick 16-inch raised wheels wrapped in sticky rubber. Installed a roll cage, racing bucket seats, and that sweet digital dash that makes it look like something out of Initial D. People can call it a grocery getter all they want, but when this little monster pulls up at the lights, boost gauge climbing, it's not about what you start with. It's about the vision, the passion, and maybe a little bit of crazy. It's something special. These aren't just pieces of plastic and fiberglass. They're like war paint for the streets. Every JDM front lip, every custom splitter tells a story of late nights and empty parking lots. You see those aggressive lines, those perfect fitments hugging the ground like they're magnetized to the asphalt? That's not just for show. We're talking pure function meeting raw style, the kind of mods that make your heart race before you even hit the gas. Some people see a lowered bumper and think we're just scraping pavement for attention, but they don't get it. Every scratch underneath is like a battle scar. Every clearance check is a reminder that we're pushing limits. These aren't just modifications. They're statements. They say, I don't just drive my car, I live it. And yeah, maybe we're a little crazy for spending countless hours perfecting that fitment, but that's what sets us apart in this game. And the best part? All these tweaks were actually pretty budget-friendly. Let me tell you about transforming Suzuki S-Presso into a real head-turner without breaking the bank. Started with a sleek matte black wrap on the body, giving it that stealth look. Then dropped in some LED DRLs that make the front end pop like crazy. The stock wheels, gone. Swapped them for some 15-inch alloys with low-profile tires. Totally changed the stance. Topped it off with a performance air filter and a sporty muffler tip. Nothing too crazy, just enough to give it that sweet purr. It's amazing how these simple mods turned S-Presso into something that makes people do a double take at traffic lights. Listen, I know everyone wants that Instagram-worthy build, but you don't need to empty your bank account to make your ride stand out. Trust me, I've been there, watching those big budget builds while I'm counting pennies. But here's the thing, smart mods don't have to cost a fortune. Start with the basics. A good detail job and some quality wax will make any car pop for under 50 bucks. Then maybe grab some vinyl wrap for the trim pieces. Learn to plasti dip those faded wheels and hit up some pick and pull yards for OEM plus upgrades. The secret is doing your research and getting your hands dirty. Half these kids out here are dropping thousands on parts they don't even understand. It's about understanding your car and being creative with what you've got, making magic happen on a McDonald's budget. It's not about how much you spend. You know what really gets me going? When people say modding cars is all about the engine, like, have you seen what a proper drop and some clean wheels can do? I'm talking about that perfect fitment, man. When the fenders hug those rims just right and the whole car sits like it's ready to pounce. And don't even get me started on a fresh paint job or even just a good wrap. It's wild how a simple color change can transform a ride from grocery getter to head turner. Sure, you can dump thousands into forced induction and still look like every other stock car out there, but you don't need to scream, "Look at me," with a massive hood scoop or crazy camber to make a statement. Sometimes less is more, and that's what exterior modding is all about. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of Suzuki S-Presso modifications. Just the right touch of creativity and passion. Whether it's the sleek body kits that catch your eye, to lifted off-road beasts, these builds prove that creativity knows no bounds. Remember that each modification tells a unique story. The S-Presso isn't just a car, it's a canvas waiting for your personal touch, a testament to how far we can push the boundaries of automotive expression. I hope these incredible transformations have sparked your imagination and shown you that with vision, dedication, and maybe a bit of crazy, your S-Presso can be anything you want it to be. So go ahead, dream big, start small, and let your S-Presso become the masterpiece you've always envisioned. It's not about what you start with, it's about where your passion takes you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more automotive inspiration, and drop a comment telling us which build was your favorite. Until next time, keep modding, keep inspiring, and most importantly, keep that creative spirit alive.
Tak diurepke ra Mas?